Welcome aboard. It's Captain G to a Global War 1939 Dark Winters episode. This is Italy 7. So as we wrap up the 7th turn of our game, we're going to go back and revisit just a bit of housekeeping on the Soviet battle for Oral Kursk. The Romanian and German army there were 3 Romanian, 3 German. They'd missed that not only the Romanian and Germans moving out of Romania on turn 5 into here and then moving up, or turn 6 and then moving up in 7, but the movement of the 3rd Romanian infantry. So he was left out of the battle, and no kid left behind. We're going to go ahead and roll for him for 2 rounds. On the end of the second round, the Russians did get exactly 3 hits that they needed to finish the battle. So he still survived, and he'll actually get to go into a 3rd round. So we're going to do that real quick here. So first off, we're going to roll the 2 rounds that he missed. So this is his first and second round dice to see at 4, did he get anything? No, it was almost like he wasn't even there. Okay, so to keep it clean, I'm using the same dice colors that Triple Crown used, or as best I can recreate. So gray was the infantry. He had 4 black dice as his elite guards, and I think he used 4 yellow for the fighters. And then this is that Romanian. So I was hoping to get at least 1 hit out of him. So far I've gotten nothing except 2 minutes of film time. Let's see. All right, so they got him multiple times, and he did score 1 hit. I don't believe that he wants to take a fighter or anything high-tech as a casualty, so we'll just remove the last remaining regular infantry from the space. There you go. Housekeeping corrected. Business finished, as some would say. All right, so now let me remove the Romanian. All right, so now let's jump into the Italian turn. All right, we walked into this turn with 30 cash on hand. We're spending 10 for a fighter to recreate the Italian Air Force. We're buying a paratrooper for 4 and 2 Basiglieri for 3 each for 10. We're buying a coastal artillery, an infantry, and a mech for the last 10. And this is to remind me that we are going to Scorched Earth. The latest campaign strategy to get to victory is defeat Russia. Once we secure Moscow, the Western Allies will have no choice but to surrender or come to a peaceful settlement, and we can always rebuild. But while we're doing that, we certainly don't want them to use any facilities against the Empire until they surrender. All right, so we have only 2 declared attacks, and now that you've heard the strategy for victory as explained to the Italian people by El Duce, we're going to jump into the Russian front, where the Italian 8th Army is going to move. So I'm going to move my 2 light tanks through Western Ukraine and into Oral Kursk, where that last remaining resistance fighting Romanian knocked out an infantry and created a gap through which the Italians can exploit all the way to the doorsteps of Moscow. Victory is assuredly ours. So 2 light tanks, 2 mechs pulling 2 artillery, and then the other mech in Romania is going to also go through Western Ukraine, but into Eastern Ukraine, charging straight ahead. And this artillery from Crimea is also going to hit from the south, taking that Russian guards completely unaware. Victory is assured. All right, so let's do the battles in reverse order. Let's do 2 then 1, because 1 involves more dice. So we have 2, and I'm going to go back to using my color system now, since this is my turn and we're not recreating something from Triple Crown's turn. All right, so I have 2 3s, the mech elevated, and the artillery, and the Russian Guards unit is defending at a 5. He's defending in his home country. So 2 3s against a 5. Victory is assured. 2 4s and an 11. Oh, we've wounded him, I can tell. And he didn't even come close. Here we go. Closing in for the kill. A 3, an 8, and a 10. So victory is assured. Il Duce's plan is working out far better than most suspected. Outstanding. So Eastern Ukraine joins the growing list of territories, the exclusive list of territories that are part of the Italian Empire. All right, so now we go to this pivot slightly so we can recap the participants. There are 4 defending guards units, all right? A green chip and a sculpt, so that's 4 black dice. We have attacking 2 of Italy's finest light tanks, 2 of their most modern mechanized infantry, pulling 2 of their most accurate firing artillery. So the guards, the 2 tanks, and the mechs and the artillery. So here we go, to the gates of Moscow. Victory is assuredly ours. All right, let's see. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Somebody drank the Kool-Aid. 1, 2, 3, 5. The 2 tanks, something about Italian tanks, not so good. 5 and a 6. How'd the guards do? A 6 and an 11, also not so good. But we have 2 more that refuse to move, refuse to give up ground. So we're going to take 2 casualties on the part of the Italians. We will lose 1 mech and 1 artillery. They go in pairs. And we're going to lose 3 of the guards. That's better than I expected. Not that I could be arrested for defeatism. All right, so that means there's only 1 black chip left. The 2 tanks and the mech and the artillery, the successful ones. Here we go. Victory is assured to the gates of Moscow. Once again, wow, look at this. It's because I'm not rolling orange dice. I think that's what's happening. So he did get a hit, but we got him as well. All right, so I, in this case, am going to lose the artillery, sadly enough, because, and we're going to take off that guard, and look at that. Victory is assured, and we are at the gates of Moscow. We will give Comrade Stalin an opportunity to surrender. We'll give him safe passage to the far, far Soviet East. Let him become Japan's problem, if that's what he chooses to do. And that completes the combat movements for Italy. So let's come down here. Let's take a look at the Atlantic to look at non-combat. We do have still, surprisingly, a destroyer and a sub alive in the Atlantic, but the number of Allied ships compared to Axis ships are approaching an uncomfortable number. So we are going to leave 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to give these IPP back to the British and pull back towards the Med on our way to defend Rome. We go into here. We are going to move this artillery from Marseille into Turin. And I think that's it for non-combat. So let me let you see Italy and see the purchases as we bring them and place them. Let me do that. How about that? It's a long view, but I've got... Okay, real quick. We're going to put the fighter in Rome. So the fighter is going to go in Rome with that army group. We're going to put the mech in Turin, where we just put the artillery. We're going to put the coastal artillery and the infantry both in Gibraltar. Coastal artillery and an infantry in Gibraltar. We're going to put the 2 Basigliae, we're going to put 1 in Turin, 1 in Rome. And the airborne is going to go in Rome. So that's the build. Time to collect income. We have, coming into this turn, we have now 28 on the IPP tracker because we had 30. We lost Tobruk. We're not counting, I think I may have been doing this wrong. We're not counting the convoy zone. Convoy zones in this game are part of the base income for a country, and then you don't count it. So in essence, the IPP we have is excluding this. So it's wrong for me to take it off twice, if that makes sense. Not count it and then also take it off. So we just added 3 to the Italian Empire. 1, 2, 3. That adds to our base. And we still have the 3 bonuses, Gibraltar, Marseille, and Greece control the Axis. So we add those 3 in bonus. So we end with 1, 2, 3, 25, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 IPP cash on hand coming into the next turn. Next up will be Germany.